You know what was so funny? When I sat down at the hairdresser's and then she's like, okay, get up and we can wash it. That moment where like everything's like gone to sleep and you're sore and you're like, ugh.
Oh God, this is embarrassing.
But you try and jump up like you're young and
Yeah.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Michaela.
And we can't afford therapy.
So we decided to plaster our problems all over the internet. Welcome to the shit show. You want to know, okay, this is maybe podcast worthy. Hilarious. So Drama Boy put on Kim Possible the other day and I was just on Disney Plus. I don't know. He was in the other room. I was making breakfast, getting ready to go to work. And from the kitchen, I recited every word to the opening song. I don't know where the fuck in my brain it was saying, but I was like, Kim Possible, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. I knew the whole thing. And I sat down. I was like, okay, can we read that for better information now? Like, what the fuck?
Honestly, there's so anyways.
I don't know where it came from. Anyways,
stupid shit that's in there. What a time. What a time to be alive.
The things you know.
The things you know. Another week, episode 8.
Wow, yeah, that's right.
Episode 8, which is going to be great.
That was good.
How's your week been?
It's been good.
It's been good.
Yeah. How's your week been, Mrs. I'm on leave?
My week's been better than yours.
Yes, it has.
But expensive. I will still never get over the fact that we can just country hop for like a weekend away.
It's wild.
And I was thinking about that on the way home, even though that the train travel was horrendous. Mm-hmm. I was still thinking, you know what, no matter how bad it gets here, I still can't do a weekend away in another country in Australia.
It's true. It was funny because we had visitors and it was the same thing when they were like, oh my God, you must just go somewhere like every other weekend. And I was like, I could, but I just don't.
You forget?
Like, this is life. It's like if you live by the beach or you have a pool. Yeah. And people are like, oh my God, you have a pool. You must use it all the time.
No. But who has the money to go away every weekend?
Yeah, that's the
thing. Even like in Australia, you can't do a weekend away to like the Mornington Peninsula every weekend.
No. Unless you've got like a holiday house or something.
Exactly.
Which we do not.
Yet.
That's a good point.
I went to the Netherlands, which was fun. It was good, but it was bad. Like it was good because I was good to catch up with people, but it was so sad. Like realizing I didn't live here anymore, and I was like, it was just, it was
bittersweet.
It was bittersweet, and leaving was really hard again. So like, I don't want to.
Yeah. But
you got to take the good with the bad, and it was fun.
I mean, we got to live there,
and it's a train right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Just not taking the douche ban again.
I was gonna say, now you know how easy it is.
Oh, so easy. Freaking 6-hour journey turned into 11 and a half hours.
Man, I would have just lost the plot at that point.
The rage. And the funny thing was, I was explaining this to Mum. It wasn't just like one train got cancelled. It was 2 trains got cancelled. And the worst thing about that is that, okay, the first train got cancelled. So then all the people from that first train is waiting on the platform for the second train, which already has people on it.
Yeah, of course.
So then everyone's gotten on to that train. So that train's like full now.
Yeah.
And then when that train got cancelled, you now have 2 train loads of people waiting on the platform, ready to jump on the third train, which already had people on it. So it was like, I'm going to say like CBD rush hour on the U-Bahn.
And
like,
not like you
jam-packed standing. Yeah. So many times the control person was coming over the speaker being like, please, everyone, like, move your luggage so I can at least walk through the cabin. She goes, we are over capacity.
Yeah.
Just please be mindful. And it was just, it was horrendous. It was so bad.
I feel so bad for the service people.
I know.
Like, how horrible.
Because you can't say no and be like, no, we're at capacity, because it's their fault.
For sure.
I mean, okay, the first time it was their fault because the train was defected. Mm-hmm. The second time was a tree branch, but I was like, just move the tree branch. Move the tree branch.
I think the same thing every time. They'll be like, oh, there was a collision. And then you see the collision on the news or something when you get home. And you're like, it was a fucking stick.
Just
like,
move it.
Move the stick.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Back in the country, so in Australia, we used to like walk over the train lines to do stuff all the time. Like, just check the timetable, guys. Just fucking move the stick.
Move the stick. Apart from that, it was really good. It was nice to get away and just enjoy. And it's so funny because even though it was like a quick trip, it wasn't like a full like holiday.
Sure.
The second that I was in transit, I was like, it's holiday, I can spend money.
Yeah. The holiday money comes out.
out. And, you're spending and you're going out for coffees and drinks and food. And, it doesn't matter. I'll pay.
Yeah.
And then it's on that train ride home. And I'm like, well, that was fun while it lasted.
And tuna and rice.
Yeah, still 2 weeks to go until payday. That's right. It was really good.
It had to, you coming home versus you leaving is like a very fulfilled little lady.
But it's also, I'm not at work, so.
It's true. Fuck me.
I've come to the conclusion I'm not made for working.
I told myself that like 3 times. I was like, this is just not for me.
It's not for me.
It's just not for me. Which is amusing because I now realize that my complaining is not all like you being like, oh, that's really sad. You're kind of like, it's about time you understand.
I know.
And I was just about to be like, I had a really tough couple of days and now I feel like I can't talk about it because you'll be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You work 10 hours less than me a week. Hormones. Gals, we're talking about hormones. And I believe I either am insane or I am hormonal. Yeah. I cried on the U-Bahn on the way to work the other day because I was just like, I just can't.
Hormones. Honestly, like the 2 days before my period. Actually, no, I'm going to say the week. But like the 2 days before it's intensified.
Yeah.
You can literally just cry at a drop of a hat and you're so depressed.
But I had been, like we were talking about being cry-free. I've been cry-free for so long, but I was sitting, it was in public that I decided that this was the time and my jaw started to get sore. I was like, don't do it. Listening to sad music and,
sad music doesn't help. Yeah. I know. I always bring out, it's so, did I tell you about the 2 playlists? I have like, it's called like Sad Girl Mix. That comes out like the week before. But then I also found someone made an ovulation week playlist.
Fuck yeah.
It is so good.
Okay. I've started to track very seriously so that I can figure out what the fuck's going on with me.
Yeah.
But I'll just whack on the ovulation.
Yeah. It sounds good. Yeah. It's so good. I don't know who made it, but they're a genius.
Love it.
It's hormones are I don't understand how hormones can have this much of an effect. Oh, also, before we can continue, from last week's podcast, I was wrong.
I'm not giggle worthy.
Yeah. So your eggs and your ovaries can die off, and they do die off rapidly in like certain stages because you're born with like over 1 million. So yeah, you don't just go shooting out extra ones and then you run out. You're born with the set amount and then they die off.
I was going to say the eggs crack, but they do not.
They don't crack, they die. Anyways, but yes, hormones, insane. Yeah, it really made me realize, not yesterday, it was the day before when that whole day happened and I was just a fucking mess. But then the next day I woke up and I was like, it's fine. Yeah. Like, life shit, that's okay. Yeah. Just keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really just, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so that was my week. I was just going to work.
Continuing on from that, hormones. Do guys get hormones? I mean, I know they have hormones, but they don't have like...
Not every month.
They don't have any of this, do they?
No, they don't. So
like not even a touch of...
I believe when they're like pubescent... They are more emotional and aggressive and all that stuff. Like that's when they kind of deal with all of their hormones. But have you heard that where they go through a full cycle in 24 hours? I don't know if that's true. Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't. Like they have different hormones to us.
Yeah, they do. Different hormones, but it's... this statement is accurate. While women have a monthly infradian hormone cycle, that probably said that wrong. Men have daily diurnal... hormone cycle, with key hormones like testosterone peaking in the morning and decreasing throughout the day, completing a full cycle in 24 hours. This daily rhythm is known as the circadian rhythm. That one influences male mood, energy, and other physiological factors. Women experience a longer, more significant monthly cycle that consists of 4 distinct phases, which we all know. If we don't, menstrual, follicular, ovulatory, and luteal. Men's cycle, men in contrast, complete a cycle of hormonal fluctuations in just 24 hours. So it's not obviously not the same hormones, but their
so they
cycle
just get a peak in testosterone and then it tapers out during the day.
It tapers off, so they get tired at night. But
oh my god!
You know how people talk about fuck the word. You would have heard of it, and I was going to show you, and you'll be able to read it better than I can.
Circadian? No.
What is interesting now that I've just put 2 and 2 together is that a work day and all of our daily thing is based off a man's cycle, not a woman's. 9 to 5, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is all based off the fact that they are better in the morning, and then by 5 p.m. they go home and do whatever. Why don't we just work 2 weeks out of the month?
Because everything's built around the man.
It's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, imagine if we did the work schedule around a 28-day cycle. That'd be sick.
That would be great.
Anyways,
But anyway, I thought that was, so that's interesting.
Yeah. How would that look? The first week, 1 week of working. Menstrual week you'd have off. Oh no, but I'm pretty productive once I get it. I would say I would want my luteal. Oh, yeah, luteal phase off.
At least the 3 days leading up.
Yeah,
I think.
and then maybe
first day.
2 days of your period. It's like that week. But then again, everyone's would have to be different.
Yeah, different cycles.
That'd be hard.
But that's really, can you imagine if a man or a woman went through a 28-day cycle in 24 hours? That would be a wild ride. Oh my god.
Then I would have sympathy for them.
Yeah. Like an actual woman's in one day. Wow. The tears.
That'd be hell.
Did all just cry.
Oh, the 3 p.m. tears.
Yeah. But we'd have a
Stop
work
being
break.
emotional at work.
Literally. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Hilarious.
That'd be so good. Anyway, so apart from that, anything else from your week?
No.
All right. Well, let's dive in.
Right in.
Dive in. Actually, I already know what I'm going to dive into. So when I was catching up with my friend in the Netherlands, we were sitting down, and she's about the same age of us. Mm-hmm. We were sitting and we were chatting, and she was talking about how confused she felt, not only in the workplace, professionally, but also in her relationships. Mm-hmm. She can't decide anything. She doesn't know. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know if she wants kids. She doesn't know if she wants to get married. She doesn't know what she wants to do for a career. Does she just stay in her job? Does she try something new? And I feel like a lot of people these days are so conflicted in the direction that they want to go in their life. And I see so many posts of people changing careers so late in life, or trying to find themselves, or on different journeys, or just trying to find some kind of sense of fulfillment, or a place, or a drive. And I just don't understand why our generation is so lost.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the same. I've spoken to a lot of different people from lots of different age groups, from early 20s. It's generally in their 20s.
Yeah.
It's now, we just don't know many people in your 30s and stuff. But people at the ripe age of 25 are like, I've been working towards this my whole life and I don't even know if I want it anymore. And it's what am I doing here? Am I even happy? All of these things. As you were saying that, I'm wondering if we're kind of the first, I wouldn't say the first generation, but we're a generation where there's so much choice.
That's what I was thinking we always get told, you can be anything you want when you grow up. If you put your mind to it, you can be anything you want. Have we taken that on board and been like, I can do whatever I want? shit, I can do whatever I want.
Literally. And it goes back to that, like, fuck, who put me in charge?
Yeah,
like,
can someone now please tell me what to do?
Yeah, it's really, it's tricky. And I think also because the world that we live in moves so fast.
Yeah.
Like, we
and
don't have a
changes.
second to actually stop and be like, well, do I like this? Like, but, you know, say like social media and stuff like that. You're
Yeah.
seeing, I would love to get paid to be an influencer or whatever. Like, but I think that's just because it's easy. But the trends change so much that you're like, okay, well, that's not authentically me anymore. But it's the same as the music industry or any industry. It's moving so quickly that you're like, how do you find what actually brings you genuine joy?
Yeah. Or professionally, like you're saying, things change so fast. Maybe something you studied is irrelevant now. Like with technology moving so fast, we can't keep up. So our skill sets are becoming obsolete quicker.
Yeah.
So then we have to change.
You could have studied what you studied, but now, like, maybe you would love coding, or maybe you would love, I don't know anything about tech.
I know.
Whatever, but like something. But you,
Yeah.
A, don't want to go back to university because fuck that. B, like, can't know enough, because also then the people who are getting into it, there's such a market for stuff. Like, there's so much saturation in all markets that I think we're also all kind of chasing and trying to find the new thing. Like, okay, so we don't, as women, have to have kids anymore, or we don't have to, like, whatever. Okay, that's amazing, but like, then what? Like, what do we do?
And then I also think, like, because we're not in a position where, like, we have to get married and have kids now, we have that option. But also options have opened up in dating too. Like, the dating pool expanded immensely when the internet boomed.
Yeah.
And
we sound like boomers.
I know, as I said that, I was like,
take a step back.
I meant, like, we have grown up in an age where dating apps, what's the word? Dating apps are the predominant way to meet people.
Sure.
And so you do have that endless cycle of there's more out there. So again, choice is massive. So then people are getting, married. So then you're like, what do I do with all this free time now? Or what do I do with all this free time if I don't have kids? So
we used to watch movies. Well, I used to watch movies as a kid, and there'd be a woman who happened to be like dating two guys, or like there were two guys who were interested in her, and it was so difficult because, like, which one do I choose? This one gives me this and this one gives me that, and like blah blah blah. But now, like, you scroll through an app and you're talking to 5 guys at once, but it's the same. Like, for a guy speaking to 5 girls at one time, they have such an abundance of information that
exactly. It's like bobby pins. When you have a new packet, you've got billions of bobby pins, and you're like, I'll use this one. Yep. Let me just grab a few more. Oh, I've discarded them somewhere. I don't know where they're gone. I'll just grab a new one. And then it's only when you come down to that last one bobby pin that you treat it right.
Yeah. Although, you know what I was thinking? It's like that cake picnic where there was so many cakes, and I was like, I want to try all of the cakes.
Yeah, it's
and then you
that.
end up with a stomachache because you're like, I've eaten too many cakes.
And then you have that one slice that sits in the fridge for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, that I finally threw out today.
It's overconsumption too, because you're watching all these different lives unfold on social media.
Yeah, and maybe I want part of that life.
Yeah.
Maybe I want part of that life, but then how do I have all of the lives?
Do you think you would be happier if there was no social media?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Not a question in my mind.
But you can't get rid of it because social media runs things now.
And it's my business.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a branding.
It is. I have to, as an artist, I have to post. But do you know how much stress that causes for me? It's not, social media is never fun for me anymore. Like, it's not, I struggle to differentiate my, like, I'm posting back home to show people. The people I want to show my life, I send pictures to.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Whereas when it comes to posting about music or being an artist or my brand, I have to think about, is it authentic? Is it good? Am I posting every single day? Is it, like, good enough content? Does my voice sound okay? Like, it's another job. Although, would you go back to watching the news, like TV?
But that's the thing. The news is like a corporation. It's pretty much their page, you know, their social media page. So you don't really know
what goes on.
Yeah. It's subjective.
Really difficult. Like, being this age and having to choose which way to go because there's so many roads.
There's so many roads. Yeah.
I don't have an answer to the question, but something that I would like to do better is that slowing down, actually being like, okay, am I still enjoying myself? Like, you know, like, yes, I'm getting paid whatever, blah, 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 or no, I'm not. I'm putting all of my energy into this. But my problem is I put all my energy into something and then it all kind of finishes and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I don't know if that was worth it, you know?
I think it's taking the time to do things that maybe they don't have a purpose or maybe they don't have a, like, a positive, not a positive, but like a, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but an instant gratification or like something that you're working towards. Like,
yeah, or that you have to post on social media. Like,
it's like, oh, you know, I've got a free spare hour. I could, you know, be doing this online course to better myself here or, you know, going to the gym and getting fitter, or I could just tinker for like, you know, 5 minutes or bake something, you know,
whatever.
Yeah, that might not, you know, get you in the top, what's it, the Forbes top 30 under 30, but it made you happy for 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Mind.
Yeah. But I would struggle so hard when you were like, I'm going to sit down and paint. For me to sit there for an hour and not do something, it's the same as reading for me. Like, my brain is like, but it's not on the to-do list because what's it going to do? But it's so...
It's fun. It's creative hour.
Yeah, it is. But for me, I'm like, but I just can't justify it, which is dumb. Yeah. I know that that's something that I need to work on. But everything I said to someone the other day, I was like, right now my life feels like a to-do list. Yeah. And it's just like ticking it off.
I think you can't go around ticking things off all the time.
No.
Because then you don't get to have those moments where you just kind of go with the flow or just thoroughly enjoy what you plan to do.
For sure. Does it make you feel better? Because, and this is something, when someone's telling me a story, I always try to relate it to myself to let them know that, like, I feel what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel better knowing that everyone our age feels the same way?
I was thinking about this because, yes, it's nice to know that other people are just as confused or lost or feel, you know, discouraged most days. But it's also that other thing of you should maybe surround yourself with people that do have direction. I think that's where I get a bit, okay, but if I surround myself with everyone that doesn't know what they're doing, we're all just going to wander around like headless chickens, you know?
Sure.
Whereas I've always really liked the idea of surrounding yourself with people that are better than you so you can better yourself.
Yeah, sure.
But it's also like intimidating to be around people that have their shit together.
Yeah. But it makes you level up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So there is that constant... Maybe there's like a good balance to have.
Yeah, like you have your shit together enough to know kind of what the next 2 years looks like or what you want it to look like. But I think, and we've discussed this, so I won't go into it in depth, but the 5-year plan concept these days is nearly impossible. Like
it's non-existent.
You can't know. The world is, again, changing so frequently that, like, if someone had their shit fully together, I would just be like, are you happy though? Like, are you actually happy?
What's the catch here?
Yeah.
But there is... I was watching The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, yes. What a movie.
So I've not seen it in ages. I was like, wow, what a great movie. Yeah. But the guy, what's his name? Stanley Tucci?
Oh, yeah.
He was saying you excel at work when your personal life is going to shit. And he was like, oh, when your personal life like goes up in flames, then you're due for promotion. Yeah. And it goes back to that, can you have it all? Can you have like good relationships and then a good career or like
it's so true.
Work-life balance? Because, you know, it's that constant, maybe I should work really hard in my career. Maybe I should just enjoy my time. And then we're all running around headless chickens.
Yeah. And you're going to think that it's ridiculous. I'm going to say 14 days. It was like 12. I worked a lot of days straight, okay? A lot of days in a row. And I saw it. Like, I was standing at the bottom of the mountain. I was looking up. And I was like, okay, so I know that I have to do this for the 6 hours of the shift. Then after that, I have to go to rehearsals. And then after rehearsals, I have to come home. And then blah, blah, blah. And then wake up and go to the gym. And I was trying to live my life like I was unemployed. But I added like 8 hours worth of work a day. And I realized in those couple of weeks that A, I was miserable because I was exhausted.
Yeah.
B, I barely saw you. I barely saw Drummer Boy unless it was in a business sense. And I couldn't switch it off. So I think instead, I mean, you guys live your lives how you want to. But you go through phases. Sometimes you have to focus on your career and you have to work long hours and you have to do the things because you just like you want to excel. Then you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm good. Well, I'll start leaning into the other stuff. And I think life is just like that. It's just ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest thing with our generation is finding what they want to work for.
Yeah. It comes back to that. It's very hard these days to find a job that you thoroughly enjoy and get paid well for.
Yes.
Because then at the end of the day, you've got to pay bills. So I think a lot of us get stuck in that shit, well, I got to pay my rent, so I have to take this job. And then, years go by and you're like, shit, I'm still in this job.
Yeah, it's true.
That is my worst fear, is waking up like 10 years later and being like, I still hate this job.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Because, that does happen. People just get busy with life. Mm-hmm. But I think we're lucky in the sense that we don't have to provide for other people.
Exactly.
So if we quit our jobs, well, that's just on us.
Yeah.
We don't eat. But if you had a family, you couldn't just quit your job.
Exactly. And I think that that's where a lot of, and we're going deep, but I think that a lot of people, our parents and their parents and all of that stuff, they were fooling themselves when they thought that they were actually like doing what they really wanted to do, because they did have especially as a man, like, and this is kind of pro man. The women stayed at home, so they didn't work. So the men would go out and work and have to provide for the whole family. Yeah. That was just how it was structured.
How could one salary provide for a whole family?
Oh my God. Am I right? Fuck. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
One salary doesn't provide for one.
2 salaries don't provide for a family these days.
I
know. How have we gotten in this situation?
It's the world. And I don't want to get too doom and gloom, because I've doom scrolled way too much on stuff like this. And it just makes me miserable. But it is just the way that the world is right now.
Yeah, the world is, I'm scared to think about what will happen to the world.
Yeah, it's just expensive. I feel like what we need to do is just like, okay, start again. All right, economy.
Guys, we've just solved all.
We fucked up. The price of like a 50-cent cone at McDonald's is 10 cents again.
Let's wipe all the debt. Let's refresh. Let's
start again.
Let's create a new Monopoly game. Let's start again. Everyone, But
am I like, okay, that's ridiculous. But am I
right?
Am I wrong? No. It's fucked. And it's only going to keep getting worse. This is the thing. If you start a bad cooking, I'm trying to think of an analogy here. I start writing a bad song. Yeah. It's a terrible song. I'm not going to fucking grind that into the ground and then release it and be like, but it's great. It works. It doesn't work. Start again. Just put it in the bin and start again. There's a whole segment that just got cut, and we came to the conclusion that money in the world is necessary.
Is necessary, and you know what? You're right. We should all go to economic classes.
Yeah. I think that's something that definitely is lacking in high schools, is financial education.
Just basic life skills, honestly.
Financial literacy and life.
Yes, just basic. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, how the world works. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I still don't understand taxes.
Nah. Why? Why do we have to? That's something they can get rid of.
What?
Taxes.
But again, how does the city run?
Alright, this whole thing is just getting cut.
Anyways, we've waffled along. I don't even know how this started. Directionless. Yeah, we are fucking directionless. We can't even keep it a direction on a podcast. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, let's bring this full circle. We need money for all the fun things.
Yes, I was walking to work the other day, and I was walking past a cafe, and they always have like a big board out the front of like their special or whatever. And I saw the pumpkin spice was out, and I was like, "Oh, there's a little crisp in the air."
Yeah,
and it's fall, and it's gonna start
fall.
falling.
Yes,
Amazing.
I've never thought of autumn as like a fun month until I moved over here. I feel like you get to be a part of the club here.
Yeah. And it's so, first of all, I don't call it autumn anymore because I feel like, I don't know why I feel like a twat saying
Yeah, who came up with autumn?
It's really autumn. It's really hard to say. So I just call it fall. The one thing I agree on in America is fall. But I remember when we were living in the Netherlands and like the shops started to put little decorations in, and the fairy lights kind of started to twinkle.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think because it happens so, like, it happens quickly, it's definitely a change of season here. They celebrate the cold. Yeah. And I'm like, I kind of like this.
The change, yes. The fall fashion.
Yeah.
The fall recipes. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
I really like it. It was bittersweet for me when I saw this thing because I was like, oh, yay. But then I'm like, yeah, but now it's going to be cold for like 8 months.
Yay. But do you reckon that's why they do it? Because it's like the last bit of like magic before the cold sets in.
Christmas, I was having this conversation with a girl at work the other day. She's like, fall is amazing and they have like all of these things, and then Christmas happens and it's beautiful and there's so much going on and there's all the markets you get to enjoy and all of these things. She's like, and then it's just fucking shit for like 3 months.
It's kind of like their fall is our winter. Yeah. You know? Because their winter is winter.
It just keeps getting bad.
Yeah. And it's just no one talks about it. No. Yeah.
And I mean, when we first moved here, it was just kind of, it was like the end of winter. It was pretty dead in it, and then you left and you came back and it was better. And it kind of feels like I've had enough now. Like, this was cute, this was nice, I've done the thing, but now I'm losing skin on my ears because it's fucking freezing cold, outside. Yeah. But we don't think about that part yet.
And why do you think Australia doesn't do fall?
It's tricky because Australia is influenced a lot by the US, but also Europe, and hasn't really picked up on those things. Like, think about Halloween.
Do you reckon it's because we don't have much of a fall?
Yeah.
It kind of goes summer, winter?
It's mild. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, now it's winter.
Yeah.
Like, it was this thing that happened in between, but we don't talk about it. I mean, where I lived in Macedon, there was all the trees changing and stuff like that. So that was pretty... But I don't know, because like even our Starbucks never bought in pumpkin spice.
Yeah, no, it didn't. No,
we never really did that. So I don't know. We just kind of missed that point. We're too far away. We missed the phone call.
It's kind of like it's the middle of the year for us too, where I guess like here their kids are going back to school, so it's kind of like the start of a new cycle. Maybe I don't know.
It's true. And it's kind of starting the celebration for Christmas. Like you kind of come into and then you like have this nice thing and then all that stuff.
Yeah, it's nice. It's it's kind of like a warm up to Christmas.
Yeah. I like it.
I love it. Yeah. Pumpkin spice, everything.
And just even the pumpkins.
Do you know what I hope they do here is like the pumpkin spice seasoning that we had in the Netherlands. I was putting that shit in everything.
So oh my god, I was just like made of pumpkin spice for a few months there.
And fall fashion.
Yeah,
loving it.
Even our leaves out the window are starting to change.
Although I was thinking, do you know what's going to happen? All our leaves are going to fall off and then everyone can see into our apartment again. Because at the moment, like even like at the bathroom window, you've got all the vines so people can't see in, and like here people can't see in. That's all going to go away. It's going to be straight dead.
And I'm not a conscious person when it comes to being naked. Like when you're not home, I just wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever, walk in here with no pants on. I've walked through the shower naked, whatever, plenty of times. And I forget that
there's people there.
Yeah. I did the same thing in Docklands though, and my ex would always be like, put some fucking clothes on, they can see you. And in fact there's people watching and I'm just like, let them
you know what, one day you're gonna meet him on the street and then you'll be like, fuck.
Yeah, my bad.
One time it was the top apartment up there, they were having like a party on the balcony.
Yeah.
And like I needed to come into the kitchen to make my yogurt and I was like, oh my God, it's a Saturday night and they're going to see this sad lady making her yogurt at like 9 p.m. on a Saturday.
I think the same thing every time I like go to have I put the spoon in my mouth after making yogurt, and I'm just sitting there being like, I wonder if the neighbors are watching me like mouth my fucking spoon, being like,
I want to know how much they can see.
Probably. How many times have you thought about the people who live over there? They're too busy in their own little world.
True. What's been living rent free in your head? Actually, I'll do mine because I know yours.
What is mine?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
My rent free was the book I recently read. I didn't even look at the name. It was like one of those like Twisted. I think it was like Twisted Love or something, or Twisted something. There's like a series of them. I was like, I'll read one. Kept popping up on like Book Talk. I was reading it and I was like, this is stupid. This is like, there were so many points of the book I was reading and I was like, oh, this was written by a woman and not a very good woman.
Like, woman less than I.
Like, it was stupid things that probably shouldn't get me riled up. But the main character, or one of the main characters is this guy. And he's like real broody but successful, and he has money and he just throws money at all these problems. I'm like, surely no one can have that much money that he can throw this much and do this shit. Sure. But one thing that really grinded my gear was like, he was this like CEO. He was really headstrong. He was really fit. He took care of his body. And there was a line and he was like, oh, I hate cooking, but I decided to make breakfast and I was making pancakes. I was like, one, if a guy had to make breakfast for himself, he would not be making pancakes. No. And two, he would not be making pancakes if he was like a gym bro. Like,
no, he wouldn't, unless they were protein pancakes.
So it was like little things like that. I was like, this was written by a woman and it's like not written well. No. But also like she was almost romanticizing really bad behavior, like kind of like possessive behavior, and not so much like I don't want to say abusive behavior, but stuff that wouldn't be healthy in a relationship.
Isn't it funny, the older you get, I mean, and I don't read books per se, but I rewatch certain movies that I really like or something like that, and I watch it and I'm looking at the characters and I'm like, actually that's not good. Narcissism,
yeah,
like you're getting treated incorrectly.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, I was like, oh, look at him, he cares about what she's wearing and like all this stuff. No, that's control. Yeah. And do you know what really shits me is when they'll give up a career opportunity, or they'll have to change a career opportunity because they're so heartbroken, or they can't do their job, or they have to say no to things because I'm like, this is a man. Like, this is your career. Like, don't not take this opportunity because, oh, it's close to him. Like, fuck. Wild. It just made me so mad. And I was like, how are we letting people read this? I know. Some people love this shit, but I was struggling to finish it. I was like, this is so bad. But you finished it. Anyway, what's been living rent-free in your head? Well, if I don't sound psychotic enough already. How do I even begin this? I was on the phone to my mum and we were having a discussion. And I've always felt like I have a strong intuition and I'm very good at reading people. And after I was diagnosed with ADHD, I realized that is because you spend a lot of time masking around people. So I can, if I spend enough time around someone, I know how they are and I can adapt to change to be like them, to fit in, whatever. Anyway, so I was speaking to my mom about this and I was like, I have a feeling in my gut a lot of the time and then things tend to happen. Like, think about my ex-guitarist. People thought that I was crazy for being like, he's going to show up. I just know this. He's just going to show up. And then he did. And people were like, wow, Michaela. That's reading people because I know what he's capable of. Yeah. But my mom was like, I think that our family might be a little bit psychic. And I was like, do ya? Tell me more. And my mum and I are on the phone being like, oh my God, I think we are. Because these small things keep happening that are very, I mean, it's coincidence, but it's like, that's a fucking coincidence. Like, think about on the train when I went for that job and I missed out. And I was on the train after I found out that I missed out. And I heard a conversation of a guy saying that he'd just got taken on a role at the same company that I had just finished interviewing with, and he had got the role and he was on the train, and I was like, this is strange. And the same thing happened the other day. I had booked a gig 6 months ago, and like when we first moved to Berlin, this guy messaged and was like, hey, I'm going to pay €100, play 6 songs. I was like, cool. This was ages ago. I forgot that I was even fucking doing it in 2 weeks' time. Anyway, he messaged me and I was sitting on the underground just reading my phone, and there was like a promo poster, and I was looking at it and I was like, cool. And then I looked over to my left, and this guy sitting next to me had the same promo poster on his phone, and I was like, am I having an aneurysm? An aneurysm? What the fuck is going on? And I looked at him, took my headphone off. I was like, what the fuck? Did you just get the same message? And he was like, whoa. Yeah, I did. And we like had this full conversation. He's like, he booked me like 6 months ago. I was like, yeah, same. And then his friend was like, wow, this is fate. And I was like, I don't know what you're fating, but maybe it is. And then I'm just thinking about all of these things. And so now I believe I'm a psychic.
It's weird that it's happened twice on the train.
I know.
Like, considering how many people live in Berlin.
It's strange.
It's strange.
And why the public transportation system.
I know, right?
What's happening here. I was kind of...
But also, I would have been like, why are you reading my messages?
Well, I said that to him. I was like, I am so sorry if you think I'm rude for looking over, but your phone was right next to mine and it was the same picture, and I thought I was going insane. He's like, no, that's really weird. And I was like, yeah. And then he just got up and left, and I was like, well, I'll see you on the 9th, I guess. Like, what the fuck?
They probably left and was like, wow, what a crazy lady.
Probably. But also,
strange.
I'm glad that I said something, because otherwise I would have been like, what? But anyway, I do strongly believe, and I do have this is something I feel very strongly about, and something I'm proud of. I have a very strong intuition about other humans.
Yeah.
And generally very good at reading situations, how things are going to go down.
Yeah.
Which I think is also a good way to be able to deal with outcomes before they happen.
Yeah. I think the older you get, the better your gut gets at feeling situations out.
For sure. Yeah. I went and saw a psychic when I was like 18, 19. And I was sure to hide my tattoo and do all of the things, and I wore something that I wouldn't normally wear and all of that stuff. Anyway, I went into the room because I was going to I knew tear this woman apart. Yeah. You don't know fucking anything. I sat down in the chair and she was like, blah, blah, blah. Said a heap of like, oh, you know, you're young and you're confused and all this stuff. And I was like, yes, but so is everybody else. And then she was like, there's this red dress that you wear on stage. And I was like, hold up, yes there is. And it was the one red. I was like, tell me more. And she was like, no, you really enjoy this dress. She's like, don't get rid of this dress. And I was like, okay, I've already thrown it out. That was a weird thing, but I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, she picked that I was a singer, not bad. But then she said it, and I won't go too far into detail, but she said I was about to get up and leave, and she grabbed my arm and she was like, ooh. And I was like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And she was like, your dad's really unwell. And I was like, no, he's not. He's actually fine. Thank you. Yeah. And she's like, no, it's terminal. Just be aware. And I was like, okay. Dad had brain cancer.
So no one knew before that. That's a bit weird.
That was weird. Yeah. That's the only moment that I was, and I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. That's the only moment that I was, because in the moment I was like, what the no. But it was right before I went on schoolies, which is right before he was diagnosed. So that was weird. Yeah,
that's weird.
Getting more goosebumps.
Do you reckon? But had your like dad gone in for tests yet or anything? Oh, do you know? Maybe she knew something.
Yeah,
maybe she knew something.
But I mean,
I don't know.
That's not something that you just throw out as a psychic, you know. But then I don't know. I've never
like experienced anything like that. I would like. I don't care.
But this is the thing, like, I won't believe anything they have to
Exactly. Say. I'm so cynical. I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Or I take the parts that I like and I'm like, maybe things will turn out okay. Thank you. Like,
yes, I will be rich.
Exactly. But I do think, I think that our gut instinct is much stronger than we all allow ourselves to believe. Which, yeah. So, in conclusion, my mum and I are psychics and my family is...
psychic.
Magic.
Witches.
Yeah. Pretty much a witch.
Do you know what still gets me to this day about witches is how they used to be like I'm talking like medieval times when they would kill witches off, but they would suspect you would be a witch and then they would test you by like say drowning you. And then if you drowned and died, they'd be like, oh, you weren't a witch. But if you like escape, they'll be like, you're a witch, so now we kill you.
Literally.
So it was like a lose-lose.
Yeah, there's no winning. It's something you're talking about medieval times. It's something that I find very amusing, and I think it was Mad Men that this was brought to my attention, because it was just before like the generations of Mad Men. But if your wife, as a businessman, whatever, was acting crazy,
Yeah.
you'd send her to the doctor, and the doctor would give her an orgasm, and she would just like mellow as because. Her husband wasn't satisfying her, and I'm not even joking. They used to use orgasms.
Oh, see now in my head I'm like, that's just a male doctor being an absolute perv.
Well, I mean, it could be, but it also shows the power of the female orgasm.
Or just the males being an absolute perv and a power of control.
It's true.
So true.
ChatGPT?
Talking about idiots, like how have we used ChatGPT?
I'm gonna look through I think I had something interesting in there.
I was not interesting at all. I just used ChatGPT. I was like, what's the cheapest way to get to the Netherlands?
Yeah.
I am smarter than ChatGPT.
I am not. I've just remembered what I Googled on Sunday night. It
Yeah.
was my first day off in 14 days.
Yeah.
Where is it?
How to relax.
No. It's better than that. I'll run you through the thread.
Oh my God.
So the first one was, can I eat cheesecake that's 3 weeks old?
No.
That was the answer. Good job.
Your poor ChatGPT.
My second one was, what dessert can I make with very ripe bananas, flour, sugar, cinnamon, and butter? I also have access to an air fryer and an oven. Because I was like, okay, so we can't have cheesecake because it's been in the fridge for 3 weeks. So what can I have? And then I was like, if I was making a single serve banana crumble, how long would you put it in the oven for? That was my thread.
Alrighty. So I'm going to change. Unless do you have an unhinged question? Okay. So I'm going to change this segment to questions specifically for your best friend.
Okay.
Are you
I'm
ready?
slightly afraid.
There's 4 of them, so we'll see how we go. They're fun. They're fun ones. They're not like deep, meaningful.
Okay, good.
You know.
I know you hate that shit.
They're surface level fun.
Good. Okay, we're having fun.
We're having fun now. If I went missing for 20 minutes in a grocery store, what aisle would I be in?
The protein bar aisle, for sure. For sure. The health and wellness aisle. Or the wine.
That's a hard decision.
Yeah. What aisle would you feel like you'd get lost in? I've lost you in the supermarket
So
for 20
many
minutes,
aisles,
so many times.
yeah.
I don't know.
Depends what I'm looking for.
Comparing the price of apples. I don't know. No,
Yeah, well, you
definitely
got
I'm
to
sticking
compare
with-
your prices.
Yeah, I'm sticking with protein bar.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm always in there. Seems there's something new. If someone asked how we became friends, what story would you tell?
I tell this all the time. I thought she hated me, and then it was very happy. It was a very happy day when I found out she didn't. And then we were friends.
Is that how you introduce me?
No, I'm like, we were friends in high school. But then, yeah, I mean, I've definitely been like, yeah, I thought she hated me for a few months. And then you invited me to your 16th, and I was like, oh. And then to like one up, I was so excited to one up that on the night of your 16th, you texted me after the party had started because I was late, classic. And you were like, where are you? And I was like, she's missing me. It's been like that since the start. Fucking breadcrumbing me, bitch. And then we were best friends. You're a hard nut to crack, but it is so satisfying knowing that A, now you've cracked for the rest of my life. You ain't going fucking anywhere on anyone's watch. But also, like, that crack, I was like, she loves me.
If I told you I just bought something crazy, what would you guess it is?
There's like 5 different things that I can think of right now.
If I walked in the door, oh my god, you'll never guess.
You'll never guess.
Oh my god, you'll never guess what I just bought.
But see, nothing would surprise me. A plane ticket somewhere, obscure, like far away.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah, cool. A pair of really expensive boots.
Ooh, yeah.
Because you've been talking about that.
Yep.
Or some sort of a coat or bag. That's like way over budget.
Yep.
What was the question? Did I answer that?
Something crazy, what it would be.
Oh yeah.
Yours would be like something obscure, like like something that you're like, I bought this like whale sperm because it's meant to help your skin. That's what you would.
I fucking would. If you gave me 3 dot points on why it would help my skin, I'd be like, yeah, cool.
I saw this chick on TikTok and she said
Yeah. No, but literally you could just wake up and say, you saw a TikTok that it happened, and I wouldn't even do my research. I'd be like, cool, I'm Googling it.
Alright, last one. If you had to sum up our friendship in one moment, what would it be?
When you picked me up after I'd come home from the Netherlands, we hadn't really spoken when I was there by myself before.
Yeah.
And you picked me up in the car and we were going to have a girls' night or whatever. And I'd obviously left my ex or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to move to the Netherlands. And you were like, cool, I'm coming. That pretty much sums up our friendship. I remember it vividly. You were like, we're just going to have a nice chill night at home. And I had this news that I was breaking. I was like, no, I'm going to look into it full time. Be like, sick. Let's start planning. And I was like, okay. And here we are. What about you? There's so many though.
There's so many.
It's really tough.
But do you know what like it comes down to is one person, because I was going to say you like bull riding in Nashville, whereas you're like, I'm like, this isn't a good idea, and you're like, I'm gonna do it. So I'm like, yeah, do it. It's those moments where it's like one of us has a stupid idea or a crazy idea and the other one just comes along.
Yeah.
It's like that support that, yeah, we probably know this isn't good for them, but I'm gonna support you.
Exactly. That's the thing. That was the thing. We don't just make stupid decisions and be like, go on your way.
Yeah,
we are
like,
there. Full
yeah,
throttle
it's
to
where
be like,
I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
So
I will be with you every step of the way.
Yeah, if you fall, we fall.
Yeah. If you get a job, we get a job.
It's, you know what? It's Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
It's them flying over the fucking canyon.
Yep.
This isn't a good idea, but I'll come with you.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. It's so true.
Anyways, anything else?
Good shit.
All right. Good chats.
Good chat.
See you next week.
See you, Berkson.